from Mike Mayock in their opinion, and they told me, quote, it was the fines, adding, AB feels that he is above the law. He had missed a meeting that was unexcused, and that's what the rules say. I asked the team source what sparked the exchange between Brown and Mayock. The team source said, quote, we was at practice. Mayock, like any other GM, was out there around. He's standing out there. He watched practice, just seeing, just observing. He didn't say nothing. He was just standing there, and AB provoked the whole thing. There wasn't nothing said to him. Guess AB must have read the fine letter before he came to practice, and when he saw Mayock, it was just triggered. Then I asked the Raiders team source, what did they hear AB say to Mayock? A leak source told me there was at least one disparaging word used. The Raiders source said, yes, oh, it was a barrage of cuss words, end quote. More details for that if you want on our story online. But continuing, I asked for Mayock's reaction. The Raiders source said, quote, he just kept his cool. He tried to defuse the situation. I asked, how did Mayock try to defuse the situation? The Raiders team source said, quote, that's my job to find you. He was like, I'm cool. I understand your displeasure. He sort of just walked away because he didn't want it to escalate. I asked the Raiders source if AB walked over, was the one to initiate the whole confrontation. The Raiders team source said, quote, yep, AB saw Mayock standing over there, just walked up to him. They've had friendly conversations before, adding it's not uncommon for players to walk up to the GM, so I don't think Mike was expecting any of that. And lastly, I asked the source, did it seem like AB was trying to get into a physical confrontation due to previous reports also that players like linebacker Vontaze Burfict were holding AB back? The Raiders team source said, quote, no, it wasn't like it was going to get physical. It was just like you seeing a guy wolfing and talking and people pulling him back. I think the players were pulling him back because it was just a bad look. It was getting loud, but it wasn't like AB was trying to fight or trying to swing. And Mike the whole time was trying to diffuse it, just, I guess, probably trying to take the high road. But it does make you wonder, he said, with everything that AB says about, thanking God and caring about his kids, what is really triggering this? Because like you said, it went from 0 to 100 quickly.
Extensive, revealing insight and information to what happened on that practice field yesterday between the GM and the superstar wideout Josina Anderson, giving us that. Again, the plan is to suspend Antonio Brown, but as of now, he has yet to be suspended. Thank you, Josina. Kerry?
Yeah, David, thank you. You're right about that. His future with the Raiders still unclear. We're showing you live pictures from Dallas. That is where our First Take crew is. The big question here is, what is triggering all of this? Our First Take crew will discuss it for us now and break it all down. Molly, I'll send it out to you.
Hey, Kerry. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we just heard the latest from Josina Anderson. We have the Hall of Famer Terrell Owens here with us. Stephen A., I'll start with you. What should the Raiders do now with AB?
They should suspend him immediately. They should suspend him immediately because you have to set an example. The fact of the matter is you can't walk up to the general manager of a football team, your boss, and just berate him with profanity and what have you in front of people, no less. To do something like that is to engage in egregious insubordination, and to do nothing in response to that is essentially inviting a level of disruption and dysfunction you simply can't afford to have on the National Football League team. You just can't do it. There must be something going on with Antonio Brown. I have no idea what it is. He's gotten his money. The Raiders ain't the reason for the helmet issue and everything else, but he's acting up and it has to be dealt with.
You got to let him go. Look, this is a guy, it's not even just a culture thing. This is a guy who got paid, acting crazy to get his way out of Pittsburgh, right? And a problem. Oh, it was all for the money. No, it wasn't. Not just for the money. Look what he's done since he got to the new team. First, it's the helmet. Then he's not where he's supposed to be. Then he throws his team under the bus or puts his GM on blast on social media. Then he tries to fight his GM, and then we find out that what he calls his GM as he's trying to fight him, guys, he's holding my beer-ing himself. Mm-hmm. Oh, AB, you think that's something? Hold my beer. Oh, yeah, AB, watch this. And it's happening faster and faster, and the stakes are getting higher and higher. We are witnessing the disintegration of a player in front of our eyes, and it's coming from within. His best hope at this point, the insanity plea. His agent is having to answer questions about his mental health.
Go ahead.
I mean, something has to happen. Like I said, until I heard this disparaging remarks, like I said, I felt like it could be resolved. And I think something still can happen. Obviously, there has to be some consequences to his actions. I'm sure management will deal with this. they can't set a precedent and not do anything. Then every player on that team will feel like they can get away with something. So something has to be done.
I'd be shocked, though, if they let him go. Watch the Patriots scoop him up and win a Super Bowl.
League minimum. Belichick rides AB to the Super Bowl.
It would work out that way. Texas, thank you so much for having us. Tio, thank you for being with us. Let's send it back to SportsCenter.
All right, guys, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Meanwhile, let's continue on. The AB and Oakland relationship clearly going bad. Reported confrontation. Josina Anderson broke that down for us with more details. Raiders are still planning on suspending their march, and this has literally deteriorated so quickly. His agent, Drew Rosenhaus, on cleanup duty.
Antonio right now is working very hard to get everything resolved with the team without a suspension, hopefully being able to come back, practice, and play as soon as possible. I've been working diligently with the team over the last 24 hours to get this situation resolved. If it's up to me, if it's up to Antonio, he'll be back immediately and we can put all this stuff behind him. Some communications will continue today, tomorrow. Hopefully we can get things resolved where he can play against the Denver Broncos.
What if there is no resolution, though, Drew? ESPN's Mike Tannenbaum broke down the implications of the Raiders suspending Brown. A suspension would void AB's $29 million in guarantees. The Raiders could then release him and owe him nothing in terms of guarantees. They could even try to recoup his $1 million signing bonus. But due to his veteran status, Brown's 2019 salary will become guaranteed if he's on the Raiders' active roster come Sunday afternoon, making the potential suspension extremely impactful. Wow. So for more on this and breaking down all of this drama, we bring in our Raiders reporter, Paul Gutierrez. You were in Alameda, California. Thank you so much for joining us. I think the question is here, how would you describe the mood with the players, the coaches, the front office with regards to all of this AB drama?
I'll tell you, it's been a lot of confusion here in Alameda at the complex over this whole situation, and some bemused-looking faces as well. Yesterday, Derek Carr was walking by me, getting ready to do a SportsCenter hit. He looked over, he said, "Hello, friend, anything going on today?" Knowing full well that it's gone kind of crazy here. So beyond that, you also have his brother, who's not going to speak without his brother's approval, obviously, saying on the NFL Network that the team captains went to Gruden and Mayock and said, "Hey, whatever you guys decide to do, we want AB back, but if you want to get rid of him, we support you as well with that." So that creates some more drama. Antonio, the social media king that he is, unfollowing the Raiders and Derek Carr himself on Instagram, that sends a message. So a lot of confusion, a lot of strange things happening, and it all goes back to what I was told back in training camp when Antonio took off the second time, which was they're not sure if they can trust him going forward. How can they trust him? Beyond that, if the team if he never plays for the team, it's not like they lost anything anyway because he was never with them in the first place. So it's strange scenarios that are developing here in Alameda with this team. And they're still trying to get ready for a game with the guy that was supposed to be the centerpiece of this offense.
Strange scenario is the underwhelming statement. What is the trigger here is probably the bigger question. Paul Gutierrez, live in Alameda. Thank you so much for joining us. David, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Carrie, what kind